We have previously seen the nutraceuticals coming from the natural sources, and they were classified further as the nutraceuticals coming from the plant sources, animals, and the microorganisms. And another approach of classifying and categorizing nutraceuticals based on sources was the traditional or the natural sources and the artificial or the non-traditional sources. Now we come to the classification of nutraceuticals based on the chemical nature. And we have already covered the chemical nature and the chemical aspect of the nutraceuticals under the chemical constituents heading of the natural sources. But here, nevertheless, we will again enumerate and see a bit more in detail what the different classes of nutraceuticals are and what are the potential benefits of them respectively. Such as carotenoids, collagen hydrolysate, dietary fiber, plant sterols, fatty acids, flavonoids, phytoestrogens, saponins, sulfites, soy protein, tannins. I've already seen what are carotenoids. They have a very important role in providing for the production of vitamins, and they are broadly classified as carotenoids and non-carotenoids like alpha-carotene, beta-carotene, lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin. These comes under non-carotenoids. They are basically very potent antioxidant principles, and they can neutralize free radicals which may cause damage to cells. We know what are free radicals. They are basically unstable atoms. To become more stable, they take electrons from other atoms. This may cause diseases or signs of aging. The result is more free radicals, more oxidative stress, that is, they cause oxidation, and more damage to cells, which leads to degenerative processes. So here we have carotenoids which help in neutralizing these free radicals, whereby in simple terms they promote antioxidant activity. And lutein, we can see it contributes to the maintenance of healthy vision, and lycopene is a very potent nutraceutical. It has innumerous benefits. One of them is that it reduces the risk of cancer. The collagen hydrolysate is considered as pharmaceutical grade collagen hydrolysate. It is obtained by the hydrolysis of pharmaceutical gelatin. Now, clinical studies have suggested that the ingestion of 10 gram of this pharmaceutical grade collagen hydrolysate daily reduces pain in patients with osteoarthritis of the knee or hip. Blood concentration of hydroxyproline is increased. Dietary fibers, which consist of insoluble fiber, beta-glucans, soluble fibers, whole grains, and they reduce the risk of different types of cancers, cardiovascular diseases. And we have plant sterols, a very, very important class of phytocompounds which comes from corn, soy, wheat, wood oils. Now this lowers blood cholesterol levels by inhibiting cholesterol absorption. We have fatty acids, and one of the most important fatty acids are the omega-3 fatty acids, the docosahexaenoic acid and eicosapentaenoic acid. As you know that the N3 polyunsaturated fatty acids are there principally of two types. One, the short chain fatty acids with 3 double bond, that is alpha-linoleic acid, and it comes largely from plant oils. Whereas the long chain polyunsaturated fatty acids of 20 carbon atoms and 5 double bonds are the EPA and the DHA, the eicosapentaenoic acid and the docosahexaenoic acid. Now these principally come from fish oils, and the human body can convert a portion of dietary alpha-linolenic acid into EPA and DHA, and these EPA and DHA are labeled as essential fatty acids because they are required for normal development and function of the retina and brain. And we know flavonoids, they are the champions of the phytochemical kingdom. They are the most potent antioxidant promoting compounds, and they are almost present in every plant, and we find them in fruits, tea, citrus fruits, and other berries and vegetables. And their major function is neutralizing the free radicals, and they have been shown in various clinical studies and research articles to reduce the risk of cancer. And we have phytoestrogens such as diazinon and genistein. These are the isoflavones which are present in soya beans and soya based foods. And we have saponins, can be found in soya beans and soya foods. Now, the sulfides and the thiols also comprise a very, very important class of compounds, and they, in a layman's term, in simple understanding, they promote antibiotic activity, and they help in lowering the low density lipoprotein cholesterol, and they maintain a healthy immune system. The soya protein, which is present in soya beans and soya based foods, which we will be seeing in detail, it has innumerable benefits. To cite one of them here, they may reduce the risk of heart disease. And tannins, we find them in cranberries, cocoa, green tea, and catechu, myrobalan. They promote an astringent activity, that is, they precipitate the proteins. So they may improve urinary tract health, reduce risk of cardiovascular diseases, and the active component in this case is proanthocyanidins. Lastly, we see the classification of nutraceuticals based on the pharmacological actions. Here we are citing some examples. There are innumerable examples. Like, we can sort out, classify nutraceuticals based on their manifestation or exhibiting of anti-cancer activity, anti-inflammatory activity, antioxidant activity, or osteogenetic or bone protective activity, or they can be imparting a positive influence on the blood lipid profile. Now, the examples are cited here: the conjugated linoleic acid, alpha tocotrienol, gamma tocotrienol, alpha tocopherol, and lactobacillus species also have shown in clinical studies to have anti-cancer effects. Then we have curcumin, genistein, that is one of the phytoestrogens, and an isoflavone. And ellagic acid comes under the category of polyphenols, and lutein, we have already seen in the previous slides. Then we have gamma linoleic acid as an anti-inflammatory agent, and the DHA and EPA from fish oils, and capsaicin from capsicum. Then we have linoleic acid, curcumin, and quercetin as anti-inflammatory agents. The nutraceuticals imparting antioxidant activity are the conjugated linoleic acid, tocotrienols, glutathione, tocopherols, gingerols, and others. Similarly, you can see the examples of osteogenetic or bone protective enhancing nutraceuticals such as CLA, calcium, soy protein, the isoflavones, diazinon and genistein, and then we have casein phosphopeptide and fructo-oligosaccharides from carbohydrates. And the nutraceuticals which impart a positive influence on the blood lipid profile are the beta-glucan, gamma tocotrienol, delta tocotrienol, and the mono unsaturated fatty acids, and omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, resveratrol, quercetin, tannins, and saponins. Here we complete the classification of nutraceuticals based on the sources, the chemical nature, and the pharmacological action. And these three different types of classification encompass all the type of nutraceuticals. And any one type of classification will not cover up all the nutraceuticals. So it is always to be remembered that the different methods of classification are dependent on each other, and a researcher and a student needs to see the different types of classifications to narrow down and come to their concerned product. Thank you very much. We will be discussing the individual drugs in the coming video lectures.